Behind you.
Yeah, yeah. It's not many times you get beat on a trick play in the NBA, so it's tough, have it fast. Obviously, there's a million plays in the meantime where we could have got out of there with a win. We didn't play great at all, but yeah, that's a tough way to walk out of there after fighting for 2.5, 3 hours to lose on in 3 seconds was a little weird. But it's a great learning experience for us, and we got to continue to take those in stride and learn from them and get better. I thought we had some bright spots throughout the night, so it's all part of the process.
You guys have now gone 4-4 without Pascal. How have you felt? You've treaded water, or made advances, or steps, cutbacks? What do you see in the league?
Not as good as you would like, but certainly not the worst thing in the world. I mean, we look like we don't have our best player out there, the guy we've been playing through, and not only our best player, but somebody who we've been playing through, for however many games. Everything's been going through him, so there'll be some adjustment periods and phases. Hopefully, he won't be out, forever. So he'll be back whenever he's back. But we've had some good performance. I thought some guys have played well in their minutes, and it hasn't translated to 8 wins. But going forward, you take it. You try to squeeze a couple more wins out here before Pascal gets back.
It hasn't cost you an awful lot going 4-4 without your
Yeah.
best player in the play through. So that's got to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, I mean, we just take a big picture approach to the season in general and not get too high or too low in November, and understanding where the league is and where everybody is. That the teams that are in front of us, I think we feel pretty good about it. There's not really that many dominant teams right now. There's a couple at the top, and everybody else is kind of, within striking distance. So I feel good about the group that we have. It hasn't looked the greatest at times this year, but I'm confident that we'll get there.
So on that big picture basis, when you look at your three-point shooting, not just yours, but the teams, the last 4 games, I think it's like 25% the first 4 or 5 games of the year, you were 40% as a group.
Yeah.
When you're in one of those troughs,
Yeah.
do you kind of look at stuff, or do you just kind of accept that this is such a variable thing, it comes and goes?
Yeah, you never accept it fully, but I think you can understand where you're at and understand, the schedule, understand, not having a big primary initiator out there to create open looks for guys. Look at the tape, get in the gym, shoot better. That's kind of the formula, you know what I mean? So look at the tape, get in the gym, work on your shot, try to get better shots. But understanding everything that goes into it and knowing that there's highs and lows, and you can't get, too up or too down.
How important has that been through the Pascal draft?
Oh, he's been great. He's probably our most valuable player right now. He's been holding down the fort, as Christian is learning his way up and down. That has been giving us about 35 a night now. So it's really impressive to be in his 16th season, the leadership, the experience, the tough play, the rebounding, and just making plays every night. He's been key for us.
Does it remind you a little of Gasol when he gets out of the point there?
Yeah, he can make plays. He definitely knows how to pass. He knows the game. He just is a big pressure release and just helping guys get in their spots. He's one of the ultimate guy that's just out there helping everybody.
Feel better?
Yeah,
What's
a lot
it for you?
better. Pretty sick, to be honest with you. I was already sick before the game on Miami, but I fought through it, and then after that, I just couldn't do it anymore.
The game in Miami or the game in?
Miami, when we played Miami here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already sick at that game, so I was trying to fight through it. I took a lot of medication and stuff, but I still felt sick, so
Can we blame Fred?
I'm not going to blame him, but
Yeah, good point.
yeah.
When you guys look at how you've been in the last 8 games or so without Pascal, where do you think where have you done? What have you guys done well? Where have you kind of struggled?
I think it just gave a lot of guys a chance to show what they could do, but also to, get a rhythm of the game and all that. I know a lot of more shots, a lot of more situations for different guys, so I think that was good. And we won a couple of games too, so it feels good to when Pascal comes back, we got a good chance to be a good team, and we could beat a lot of teams. So until Pascal gets back, I think we just gotta try to get better and work as a team. And everybody's doing a little thing, so that's really good. I think I saw Tad, Malachi, Delano played well. Anchos, it goes down the list, so it's really good to see.
Kind of hard to watch at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was not it's not a fun place to be. when you felt like you worked hard for that game and missing guys and all that. So, but like I said, it's another mistake that we can't do anymore, and we're gonna learn from it. But it was a really hard game. We played really hard that game. I saw, it was really, it could have went both ways, and especially the way that we fought through the whole game. I think it was special.
Nick,
Sorry, go ahead.
other guys are missing time and stuff, but no matter what, it seems like you're a constant off the bench. Is that just you feel comfortable in that spot? You know when your minutes are going to come. You know how you've accepted that role in a way that you know you have to act when you come in at whatever that mark is in the first quarter.
I just know myself more as a player now. I think just what I could do, and bringing the energy is something that I know that I have to bring every game. So when playing with energy, a lot of things would get done for you. So I just try to play the same way, bring the same energy every time, and just knowing that what my role is, that makes it a lot easier too.
Is that something like I used to ask at least? Would you feel more comfortable starting or coming off the bench? Now it's just like I'm great in my role and I'm going to keep doing that.
Chris Boucher gonna be Chris Boucher wherever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just playing my game. Like I said last year, I had a good one in Tampa, a good defensive one. Now I'm trying to make both of them together, and I'm trying my best to do that.
When your team is struggling from behind the three-point line, like what do you see the last 3-4 games? I think it's like 25%. Do you see the quality of the looks changing? Do you just kind of see it's some guys? Sometimes people are making shots, sometimes they don't go in.
Yeah, I think it's basketball is sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't go in. So you just gotta live with that. I think we got great shooters, we got great guys that can make plays, and sometimes it just goes the wrong way. And you just gotta live with those ones. But I think we're gonna have more games where it goes in than it doesn't. And we show it how it was with Pascal, and it could still be like that if we, like I said, just wait for the ball to go in, honestly.
And for you personally, what goes into you having a good shooting night, particularly from the three-point line? Is it ball movement? Is it you get the spots quickly? What are some of the variables you know?
Usually getting the easy ones at first usually get me going. Getting a putback or getting a layup first. Then you get a little bit of feeling, and then obviously when you get open three, that also helps. But I think when you see one go in, usually it helps me out a lot. I think it's a lot like that with a lot of players. And when you take a bad shot first, your first shot of the game, usually that don't deteriorate the whole game after that.
Oh, it was great game. Really exciting. I thought it was really fun to watch, and comes down to couple huge special teams are pretty important in that league. Huh? Really awesome. Yeah, great game. Congrats to them. That was cool.
Hey Nick, you've now gone 8 games without Pascal, and you're 4-4. Is that kind of good? Like you sort of treaded water and haven't got killed?
Well, I think that we would probably, not having Pascal's one thing, but the other numerous guys out was probably the other. I'd say when you look at it in totality, 4-4 with all the bodies that are out, just probably okay, right? It would have been nice to get that one the other night. We really had it right there. Played really well and played well enough to win, but ball didn't bounce our way and didn't make the plays we needed to. And we'd probably be really happy. 5-3 would sound really good. Yeah. It's funny how that one win record sounds a lot different, but it's okay. I mean, listen, we certainly needed to survive here, and Pascal was out there today in practice, the non-contact. Well, not a whole lot of people in contact these days when the numbers are what they are. So, but he was out there moving around, so we shouldn't be awfully far away from him being back.
Nick, was it good to just be able to get the guys back out there in some capacity today, because you haven't had a lot of time to practice?
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, it's always a day like today. We did a lot of just organizing, right? And again, with pieces coming and going, Gary and Chris were back today, so now we putting those guys back in, and so just a lot of organization, and it's good to get a good hour's worth of that stuff in sometimes, just to make sure everybody knows, what we're doing on the stuff that we're doing currently.
How's Scotty's ankle?
His ankle's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
Fred was talking about getting beat on a quick play the last 3 seconds of the night in Atlanta. He even said you don't see that very often. But what happens in that situation? The guys just get discombobulated. You got different groups on the floor. Like what goes into having that happen to you?
Well, good play by them, first of all, right? It's exactly, when you have a main guy that's being taken out, you got to change the angles to get him the ball like they did, right? I don't think we were communicative enough in who was going where and all that stuff. I mean, you got to get matched up, and it didn't start out very good getting matched up. And then I just don't think anybody got matched up. I mean, what it really comes down to is you got to play the full clock out, right? Just because they got 1.5 seconds or 3.5 seconds to go full court, there's still a lot can happen, right? And I think you get sometimes guys relax or whatever, and you shouldn't probably pick up that hard. You probably just keep everything in front and make them take a long, deep shot. If you lose on that, you lose on that. But didn't get very organized, and a couple guys ran by the play and things like that.
Do you go over that play with the team, or is it so unique that, obviously you have to be prepared for next time, but how much time is it?
No, I mean it's worth some thought. To me, it's more what I just said. Like, stay dialed in, right? Get matched up. Matching up and making sure everybody has a person is probably the main thing, rather than like it was such a trick play. It wasn't. It just changed angles. Really good play. I've probably scored 100 buckets off that exact same play in my coaching life.
You're not intending to guard the ball on that inbounds, right?
What's that?
After the free throw?
What's that?
You're not intending to guard the ball after the free throw on that inbounds, are you?
No, we weren't.
Yeah.
So we were actually in pretty good shape. I mean, Thad was guarding the man taking it out. He turned to guard Trey, but Scotty was late. Scotty was back towards midcourt and then ran up. And as the ball went over and the screen was happening, both Christian and Scotty ran right past it. And OG obviously thought somebody was behind him because he ran up to take Trey and then looked back and was like,
oops. When you look at, I know we can cherry pick numbers, but I think the last 4 games you guys are 24% from 3. In the last 8 or 9, it's 30. In the first 8 or 9, you were 40. So, how much do you allow yourself to look at those trends and count them as significant, and how much do you just kind of go, these things happen?
Well, I mean, listen, I think the combination of Fred and OG were 1 for 17? That's a pretty good night when those guys are getting 17 of them up. And I just think they're going to make them. They're career 40% guys. It's unbelievable we were in that game when you think about that. I mean, not in it, we were controlling it, right? Somehow.
But just in the longer sort of 2-week stretch, again, it's like, do you pay attention to variability?
Not really. It's so hard to pay attention to anything right now, Michael, with so many guys. No, it is. With so many guys out, it's like, man, sound like a goofball here or anything, but the only thing that really matters is the score on the scoreboard right now, because pieces are playing that probably won't later. Different pieces every game. I don't think we can read too much into the stats. It's back to the minor league days. Hey, they're 20th in the league and whatever. It doesn't matter. They don't even have the same 5 guys playing for them that they did last month. So there's just nothing in them sometimes.
With threes in general, would you say that you need a half a season to because it's such a high variable statistic in general? You need half a season to
Well, what are you trying to determine? You want to know if we're a good 3-point shooting team or not?
Shots, if you're getting good shots, you're taking too many, you're taking too few, all of that. What goes on to assessing your quality and how you should change or not change it?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think we are a good shooting team. I think we are generating a lot of really good shots from 3. I think we're a little heavy on the non-paint 2 long paint shots right now that I probably will clean up as we go here a little bit. But as far as generating catch and shoot threes for the guys that we want to have them, we're doing a pretty good job of that.
It seems like everyone around the roster keeps changing with injuries and stuff, but as long as Chris is healthy, he's coming off the bench in that 6-man role. What is it about him that you love in that spot, and how has he taken to that role compared to years past?
Yeah, I would say that would be what we would like to do, leave Chris in the coming off the bench role. It's just a burst of energy that he provides and really, really does a great job in that role, right? I wouldn't say that, I'd say anything's on the table right now, though, with so many guys out and stuff. We may have to move off that for a few games just to see. I mean, who knows? We don't even know how many guys are playing. By Wednesday, we'll see who we got back, right?
Precious is over there taking 14-foot set shots.
Yeah, he's a ways away.
How much should I read into that? Nothing?
He's a ways away. Yeah.
So Gary and Chris looking likely. Anybody else maybe back Banton or?
Not right now. Gary and Chris look likely for Wednesday, yeah. Other than that,
Is Gary's hip thing mostly behind him?
yep. He's been great, and we've kind of found out he's been great at the 5 spot, right? So we settled him into that a little bit, and he's played very, very well. The only issue we got was Christian reemerged himself the other night and played like 32 straight minutes or something like that. No, I don't know what he played. It was a lot, 22 maybe. Played good. So, I mean, I think that Thad's found a home with the chemistry part of it at the 5 for us at both ends. So that's good. At least we've learned that. We've learned a lot of stuff, though. It's been interesting.